Mount Pleasant Magazine podcast has a new host. We welcome Brian Cleary to the show, along with podcast producer and publisher Bill Macchio. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Good, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Now, Bill, understand that you have a new exciting Mount Pleasant podcast. Tell us all about that.
We've been doing it for over a year now.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to announce that Brian Cleary, well known in the radio business, and the community in general, but he is going to host it. He was excited when I called him. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Too.
No, it was a great call, Bill, and I appreciate the offer, and it's just it's good to be a part of everything with Mount Pleasant Magazine.
Now, when Bill approached you about hosting the Mount Pleasant podcast, what did you think about that?
Well, it was an interesting opportunity because the podcast, the magazine itself, obviously, and the podcast is all about telling stories. And who doesn't like to hear or be a part of a good story? And now giving the opportunity to reach out to people in the community and, people that some folks in Mount Pleasant would know, and then some other people that are, maybe a little behind the scenes, and be able to tell their stories and talk with them and find out little nuances about them. Our first one that I've done is with Eddie White, who is with On Dog Green. He's a dentist in Mount Pleasant, but he's the biggest music promoter in the town, really, if you don't know about it. On Dog Green every Wednesday night has a barn jam. They focus on local music and some of the stories that he had to talk about in terms of people who have played at his venue and just his it's all about the storytelling. The magazine's about the storytelling, and so is now the podcast.
Are you bringing people into the studio where you record, or is this via phone or via Zoom of some sort?
Absolutely, it's all done on Zoom. Roger Gaither with Island Productions is our producer behind that, and it makes it easier. I mean, COVID has created Zoom, but now Zoom can be a good product in that, and it just makes it easier. And then people are in the comfort of their own home, Eddie White did it from his dentist office on Highway 17.
That's fantastic. When people tune into the podcast, what more can they expect? I mean, you're talking to Eddie White, you're talking to some producers and so forth, but is it just a genre of all sorts of people you're going to be talking with?
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll talk to some political people. We're just trying to find the people in Mount Pleasant that are doing things to make a difference. So we'll talk to council members and the mayor, but then we'll go in and talk to some folks who are part of community groups and tell their stories, and business owners, and to try to find out a little bit more than just what's on the surface, what you see on their sign or what you've maybe known or heard about them. But if we can find out about them personally, what makes them tick and why it is they do what they do, and what they are giving back to the community, because the magazine and the podcast really at the end of the day is all about Mount Pleasant.
How can we come across the podcast, and what time is it aired, or you can just go ahead and go on to it? On
all our podcasts, Tom, we have a website. So if you go to mountpleasantpodcast.com, you can see the audio part of it and the video part of it. And then from there, you can see all the platforms that we're on, but it's mountpleasantpodcast.com.
Fantastic. The different podcasts that Mount Pleasant Magazine has right now, how many do you have going on?
We have about 6 going on right now, and they're all vertical in market. We've got one for pets, we've got one for the best of, we've got a Charleston women podcast that we produce over there. So, and they can see all of them at carolinapodcast.com. So if you go to carolinapodcast.com, you can click and go to all the different podcasts.
Brian, we've got back to you real quick. Are you going to be? You say you're going to be interviewing some politicians and so forth for the 1st Congressional District. There are actually 4 women that are running for this right now. Would you be interviewing all of those?
Yeah, we'll try. We're going to reach out to all kinds of people because we need to get the information out there. Particularly, it's going to be a hot race. There's a lot of different choices and
a lot of different views.
Yes, yes. And we'd like to, kind of bring them all out and do it in a way that people find comfortable and enjoying, and it'll be easy to find for them online.
Fantastic, guys! Thank you for joining us. Mount Pleasant Podcast.
Right.